Hello, today I'm going to show you how to tie a Marabou steelhead fly. This fly can be changed for color and all that. Matter of fact, I'm using a shanked hook right here, but you can also use a tube, you can use an articulated fly. I'm using a shank for intensive purposes of being quick and efficient. We're going to use Marabou, we're going to use Guinea. I have this flash right here, which it's called lateral scale or mirror flash, I think. It can be another name for very similar. Flashabou. I'm actually going to use a little bit of ostrich just for an added twist into the fly. And in this case, we're going to use dumbbell eyes to weigh the fly down. Thread to match, but feel free to change the color of this fly for summer steelhead, winter steelhead. Tone it down, bulk it up, depending on what you want to do. First off, we're going to take the hook, we're going to coat it with thread all the way up and back. We're going to run it back to the point of the hook if I was to relax. And I'm going to run back this way. Put my eyes in, I'm just going to figure 8. Don't want that to happen. You just want to basically really work that on with some hard figure 8s until it's stabilized. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to run my hook back. First off, I'm going to grab a little bundle of flash here, several strands of it. Again, depending on what you want to do for bulk. This right here is going to be the start of body. You're going to see this later. We're going to just put that off to the side. I'm going to have red copper wire in this case. Color really does not matter because you're not really going to see this. This is going to use to bind down the body material. Again, just leave that out of the way. I'm going to even purposely kind of put it off to the side. Now this is just something that I decide to do on this fly. It really doesn't have to be done. I'm going to cut, looks like about 8 strands of blue ostrich, and I'm literally just going to create a little bit of a tail here. Pull that material up, bind it down again. Okay, now we're going to take our flash material, we're going to walk our thread toward the front. And I'm just going to wind it up like this to create a tinsel-like body. I'm going to tie that off. And save this for later too, because I can use some of that at the end. Now I'm going to take my copper wire and I'm going to just kind of rib this to reinforce it for strength. We're going to use the back of my scissors, not the valuable part of the blade. Okay, now here's where the fly is going to start to make some sense. We're going to grab a Marabou plume. We're going to make sure it's nice and billowy, not too thick down there. We're going to have some junk that we're going to peel off to get rid of here. Now I'm going to take the Marabou feather and I'm going to pull down most of this material here. We're going to create a tie-in point up in the front here. tie-in tag now, as long as we know it's really secure and anchored in. Now the concave side facing back. Marabou's a little bit troubly to work with, but here's the secret to it. As I wrap, I'm gonna basically pull back my material, all while being careful not to stab yourself with the hooks. Depending on what kind of color scheme I'm looking for, I can wrap more than one feather, less than one feather. In this case, I'm one of these kind of people that I think sparse is better generally. So when I get to the front, that feather, I'm going to tie in a couple firm wraps there, anchor it down, cut off our waist. Now you just want to kind of make sure everything's good. Occasionally you might have to take your bodkin out and pick some fibers out. Got a good form here. You're going to brush it back. Go like this. Now in this fly, I'm going to actually put a little bit of flash on here, which I'm going to sort of just kind of envelope it around. Do 2 loose wraps, pull tight. Cut my little waste product off of here. Again, kind of manipulate the material back, wrap a little bit. And here's where I'm going to pull out my Flashabou and color blue now. Again, winter steelhead, I like a lot of flash on my fly. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull about 2 times the distance out. I'm literally going to start out on the top. I'm going to wrap, loose wrap over. We're going to take this material now, we're going to manipulate it under the excess. We're going to pull it all the way around, wrap around. I'm going to pull everything about back. I'm going to look for the back natural taper of the feathers, and I'm going to trim off the flash at that back end, all while not cutting any of those natural tips off. Okay, so now we're going to basically do our finishing touch. I'm going to grab the guinea and I'm going to look for a pretty wide feather. I'm going to strip the bottom fluff off. I'm going to actually keep the full feather here. I'm going to brush everything up toward the tip like this. We're going to tie in right there. Make sure that little stem part's secure. Looking good. I'm going to cut our little tips off the waist. And we're going to finish off this fly here. Basically, we're not going to even worry about folding the hackle back because we're going to manipulate it back with our hands. At this point, I'm going to hold the stem up here. Cut our little waste product, hitchhiker. Okay, now we're going to just pull the head back, pull the feathers back, finish off, and we're looking good now. Black and blue marabou. We're going to finish this puppy off and ready to fish it. hit on our head cement if we want to. We're going to end it right here. Well, here's what we have. Really nice action on that fly. Sinks fast because it's sparse, rides upside down, black and blues proven colors. Fish it.